Game number 1 is coming right up. We've got ACCM playing as the Magyars, Sebastian playing as the Hindustanis. We have not seen the Hindustanis yet in this tournament. I think this is the first time we've even seen them in a draft. What do the Hindustanis have here to potentially counter the Magyars?
It's like a massive misclick here with all the villagers, right? They are working weirdly. So, Hindustanis, the big advantage, villagers are cheaper, right? And we are going to build villagers for a very long time in this game, so always saving food. And they have a special unit, the Camel Rider. So in Feudal Age, you counter scouts that most likely we will see from the Magyars quite nicely.
Yeah, ACCM is going to go forward early with the scouts, then in archer range. Following up here, we have to look at the wood lines. He wasn't happy with his last map against Leary because his wood lines were very forward. I talked to him extensively about that in that Turks game. This time around, I think his wood lines are a little bit better. Sebastian, on the other side, has already abandoned one of his lumber camps, and he pulled those villagers all the way back early.
Yeah, sometimes the map is just way too tricky to wall, so that was the movement there. Nice awareness that this could be a tricky wall-off.
Early pressure coming in here from ACCM. You got to be careful against the Magyars. It's not just the scouts. The spearmen are also doing extra damage against your villagers, so it's always a good idea to mix in 1 or 2 early spearmen, and you're going to win that spear 1v1. You might be able to hold open the wall with the scout or the spearman just enough until your archers arrive to do damage.
Let's see if he thinks about a quick wall. No, the spearman is enough indeed, as you said. Taking 3 villages to wall off this area, though, economy won't be super efficient.
Yeah, nice job from ACCM keeping the pressure forward. He's got a bit of a wall himself. He hasn't fully walled his base yet, but he's in the process of doing it with some house walls, and that's a way more efficient way early in the game to wall your base. Rather than having 4 or 5 villagers working constantly, it's just 1 or 2 at a time, making the occasional building. The only way you can do that is if you have the forward pressure like ACCM has right now, and he's forcing Sebastian, again, into more villager idle time.
Some houses that you don't really want to do, it's easy that villagers are bugging out there eventually, and you can't really have any exposed villagers. And you see, Sebastian, that's a good army against some scouts, right? Spearmen and archers.
If you can catch them.
Yeah, and you can't.
Yeah, and ACCM with the forging on his scouts is going to try and get a villager pick. I think he's going to get one here. She dies. Nice opening from ACCM, a little bit of momentum. However, Sebastian has walled to the edge of the map. He's only got an opening near his TC, and he's got the spearmen here, and the scouts are weak enough that I don't think they're capable of killing another villager. But here come the archers across the map from ACCM.
Low HP scout, but might be enough. No, not really. But the way economy balance here, bit off. Only 4 on gold, 19 on food. And Sebastian, I think his berries might be running out pretty soon. And then the economy will be a bit in shambles.
A lot of food in the bank for Sebastian, though. He's not investing into the scouts. He's got 650 food. Let's see if he can maybe get a market up at some point. Maybe get some more villagers on gold. Right now, the gold value is still a long way away from thinking about clicking up to Castle Age.
Might need to skip archer production, right? Still has 2 more archers in the queue. If he catches those, he's back to 150, needs 200 for the click up, and dealt with this scout aggression quite nicely.
ACCM's got to be tracking that army in the middle too. He's going for a market here. As we said before, the house wall is up on the left side. He's going to go for a palisade, I believe, towards the edge of the map at the top of his base, but there's still some openings for those archers to make it through, and it's quite a few archers, but he does have his archers home in defense, so ACCM should be able to keep himself safe. This game should comfortably transition into Castle Age, and then, as happens so often on Crownwood, I think this game is going to be decided in Imperial.
Well, both players are pretty much walled, right? Defensive gold is secured, wood is secured, the food economy is secured. Taking a lot of damage here in Castle Age would require a massive slip-up, and both players way too good for that.
So, assuming we get... Oh, that's a big hole on the wood line. That seems like an oversight to me from ACCM. But, I mean, he's got the archers in the center, so there's not really anything to threaten him there. Anyway, assuming this matchup does go to Imp, are you still favoring the Magyars, even though the Hindustanis have Imperial Camel, Gulam?
It feels like long game and super long game. Might be 2 different aspects here, right? Hindustani, if you have Gulam, you have the crazy hand cannoneers. While we see this engagement first.
I think with the scouts, ACCM should be able to whittle the archer numbers down. He doesn't take out that spear, though, so he can engage against those. And Sebastian's going to have the map control here, leading into the Castle Age.
And continuing with the point, Imperial Camels could be the great option there against most of the cavalry. And Magyars might actually not really play anything in the Magyar Hassa direction. It might actually be a Halberdier plus heavy CA approach.
Halb heavy CA. could be an option. I think this is one matchup that kind of steers Hindustanis away from the gunpowder composition that they usually go for. So Imperial Camel, Skirm?
Well, we'll see about that. And we see the engagement again. Nice group movement here, but took quite some time to get the first shots off.
Yeah, Sebastian got that position and then ACCM chased him away. But good snipes here from Sebastian on those archers, and then that spearman just convinced ACCM that he needed to leave. Sebastian going forward with a siege workshop, as well as the second town center at home.
And ACCM's goal in this engagement was to just dwindle down the numbers of the Hindustani player, right? Magyars now want to switch into the CA, still has some skirmishes left, but honestly, this will be tricky, right?
Yeah, this is a great timing here for Sebastian, especially with that siege workshop. Instead of adding the third town center, he goes for the aggression, and he finds himself some really nice crossbow timing, and this is some value here. Like, he's threatening to push through the wall, he forces ACCM to invest, and he's idling some farmers. This is really, really nice.
Hindustani scout could have helped a bit against the wall, but rather decides to go for some scouting. Tries to see, okay, are you expanding
Town
somewhere?
center behind.
Yeah, goes for 3 TC.
I don't mind that decision.
He's not that scared.
Yeah.
Doesn't know about the siege though, right? If he knew about the siege going up, maybe he would have gone like 2 TC and a defensive siege workshop himself.
Yeah, I wonder if ACCM can scout that siege workshop early. If he can see that, that'd be an important piece of information. Right now, he's just got the skirmishers. He's massing up the CA. Magyar producing cav archers a little bit faster than any other civilization. So those cav archers are going to be on the field quick. The town center should be up by the time Sebastian gets in here. And I think that's just going to be perfect timing from ACCM when those crossbows come in.
TC for Sebastian. Obviously trying to use the bonus.
Is it going to be perfect timing? He's not attacking the wall with the crossbows.
And TC will go up. Perfect placement.
I don't mind killing the farms there, though, from Sebastian. This is a nice snipe from ACCM, and he has to be wondering, where did she come from? She was walking from the center of the map. That's unfortunate for Sebastian. ACCM has to be wondering about that angle. He's going to go to the wood line instead with the cav archers, but I think because of the way that villager was walking, he won't be too surprised to see this mangonel attacking his town center. It's not good, though. He's going to be in an uncomfortable position.
Yeah. Takes away some farms there, maybe forces some repair by ACCM at some point, but Mangonel
He's already got a siege
out.
workshop.
Yeah. Nice reaction.
Great job from ACCM, and he's in. But there's a town center there from Sebastian, so he needs to back away. Still, both players looking for opportunities, looking for a way into their opponent's base. ACCM kind of looking for a repair villager coming forward, maybe more follow-up siege. He's not going to find it, not yet at least, and he's going to have a Mangonel at home in defense.
And Sebastian, a bit of a switch in his approach, right? Started the university, wanted to go for ballistics, wanted to go for more aggression, and then sees, well, this seems like a 3 versus 3 TC setup, no real damage can be found, and is not rushing ballistics anymore, didn't even finish the university yet.
I do like the idling of the farms that he did with the crossbows, though. Very patient. He wasn't looking around for damage. He knew he was getting enough by sniping 4 farms. And we look at the food count in the bank right now for ACCM. It's quite low. He's trying to keep his TCs running, and he doesn't have wheelbarrow, which Sebastian managed to sneak in earlier. So the res collected advantage is in favor of Sebastian as the skirmishers finally go down.
No more forward villager. That was the one going back to build the university there. Therefore, no repair. Sebastian can't really continue taking those engagements. CA didn't find a lot of damage. So far, only 2 villagers went down.
Yeah, I don't think there's a hole there either, so the crossbows are just going to find the cav archers. I think the only concerning thing here for Sebastian is that ACCM is already building up into his final composition of those cav archers, right? So if that number gets out of control, it's going to be very worrying. Whereas the Hindustanis, long-term, don't really want to play crossbow mass. That's more of just a castle age unit for them.
Yeah, and then the big question is, like, when is Sebastian stopping, right? When is he switching?
Doink! Doink! So we both thought it was one doink. Yeah, when does Sebastian make that switch is the question. And then what does he switch into initially? Because like Imp Camel is very expensive, takes a very long time to get the techs in. It's a long, slow transition, and you need at least like 45, 50 farms to get into that effectively.
I think one of the indicators could be if we see a 4th town center from Sebastian. If we see a 4th town center...
Ooh, that was Oh man, he got a little nervous there when he saw that shot coming in. That was a great reaction from Sebastian. We got the Cav Archers coming in from ACCM. Husbandry on the way. 67 villagers for him, 76 for Sebastian. So the numbers are a little bit flipped there. Sebastian a little bit ahead on economy, but ACCM is pushing his way out, and he's going for a ram. So he wants to take out that siege workshop off the center of the map.
Feels like he has enough army presence there to clear this one up. And now the CAs are trying to go for some raids for the town
TC.
center, for Sebastian. So we are thinking Imp Camel will be his army composition of choice.
Yeah, Cav Archers coming in. It has been re-walled over there by Sebastian. So ACCM, I believe he can't get through there unless there's still a hole. No, he's trying to get through. Second armor upgrade on the way for him as well. So this Cav Archer army will be very difficult to clear for Sebastian. He's also getting the second armor upgrade, and now he's investing in a skirmisher, which isn't necessarily the worst thing, because you need a food economy for skirmishers and for camels.
But is he really in need of those skirmishers? It feels like his army is strong enough. Maybe it feels like, okay, some skirmishers for defense, but with Mangonel aggression, I don't think skirm defense will do too much.
Do you want to bring these crossbows home?
No.
Is the question, right? Do you want to bring them home to counter the CA? I think you need something at home, some sort of unit, to prevent these from just diving under the TC.
And Imp skirms, or like the skirms in Imp, will be relatively solid, right? We have all the upgrades for them. Might be the only answer that we probably have against potentially mass heavy CA from Magyars.
Good attack rounds there from ACCM. He's working away on both houses, making it very difficult for Sebastian to find a defense against that. Meanwhile, the Mangonels from Sebastian not really threatening to get through. There's two town centers there in defense. We saw the castle go up from ACCM, and now Sebastian's getting very far away. The Ram has lured those crossbows away from the Mangonels, and he's got a couple Magyar Hussars that can just run out there and snipe the siege as the Cav Archers are now coming in. Villagers going down, Camels going down. This is a difficult situation suddenly for Sebastian. ACCM defending with very little at home and attacking with his entire army.
He had 9 skirmishes out, but they were a bit out of position. But the Camels are now going for the Mangonels.
Lysix is in for both players. Camels go down. Mangonel's still alive. The skirmishers are here to defend against the Cav Archers. Sebastian dodging around the shots, but this is a difficult fight for him. Very, very difficult. So brave from him to come in under 2 Mangonels. He dodges the shot, snipes 1. Still an army to clear up, but really good defense so far from Sebastian, but he's left the villagers out on the wood line.
Felt like he could deal with this a bit better, but the Mangonels were protected so nicely, split against this, but still lots of losses. And those skirmishes are so low, CA still alive.
Skirmishers are low. The Mangonels did go down from Sebastian forward. The Magyar Hussar did clear that up. He's still got those 19 crossbows. What value is he getting from those other than denying a gold at the front side of ACCM's base?
Actually, killing the first wave of Magyar Hussar must have been really nice for him, right? Otherwise, they could have maybe helped getting some more map control, denying some relics eventually. So, yeah, I think they're doing their job, but we won't see any more production.
Yeah, skirmishers do their job as well. They're finally going to clear up the Cav Archers. That was an excellent attack for ACCM. Sebastian was pretty far ahead. I think he was 10, 12 villagers ahead, and now we look at the villager count right now. Sebastian sitting at 100, ACCM at 97, and ACCM is getting handcarts, so the eco upgrades are about to be even.
Yeah, really even game. Now with the second castle, I don't think Sebastian will find too much more damage. Yeah, he's ahead in population.
Brutal timing for Sebastian. Takes his eye off that army and loses the crossbows. Like we said before, that was a great final shot. Like bowling pins, man. Those things dropped off. Like I said before, crossbows aren't going to be the main unit for him, but any form of map control is really good here. It prevents your opponent from stretching out for those castles to enable their late game and grab some map control, maybe the relics as well. Man, this game is so close now. Imperial Age on the way at basically the same time for both players.
And yeah, we had a lot of map control for Sebastian for a long time, but he didn't really pick up those relics. Just
ACCM?
Okay.
Okay. He's fine with that monk coming home. He's trying to deny this relic over here. He's looking for another opportunity, and he lost his whole Cav Archer mass, so he only has 9 on the field right now. I think Sebastian's going to be feeling pretty good making this switch into camels now.
Got 31 on gold, right? Fast production from Magyars, adding some archer ranges. He will increase that number. But on the other side, only 7 camels, now adding some more. This will be interesting how this one plays out. And the question also is ACCM going to add some halberdiers eventually?
What does he expect from Sebastian? It's got to be Camel, right? It's Hindustani.
He sees the camels, and also he knows, okay, in the engagements before, you didn't have armor, you didn't have bloodlines, and suddenly I see bloodlines. I see the first armor, right? That's kind of an indicator that Sebastian is tagging into the unit.
Great exploration. I think there's an outpost in the south there from Sebastian. I believe there's another one in the north that he just built up near that gold. Yeah, it's going to be looking really good for him. He's already thinking about the late game. There's that stereotypical castle for whoever controls the middle on Crownwood. They always make it partially on this hill. Woodlines can become very, very important later on in the game.
Yeah. 3 surrounding you, and then we have kind of 6 neutral woodlines, right? And it feels like Sebastian setting himself up quite nicely for that very long game. ACCM trying to contest this hill, but I don't think he has enough army.
Yeah, Magyar Hussar, Cav Archer combination can be very strong for the Magyars, but not even second armor upgrade in for those Magyar Hussar. They do not perform very well against the Camels at all. And the Cav Archer mass is still only at 19, but he gets to Imperial Age, and he goes for heavy Cav Archer right away. We've also got Chemistry coming in for ACCM.
So far, 3 relics for Sebastian. Not impossible that he will get 4, maybe even 5. ACCM not focusing on that a lot.
Yeah, it could be a big deal too, because so often on this map, games go late. Games go very late, and there's the 4th one right there. The 5th one is on the right side. ACCM's got 1 inside his base, but he only has 1 monk on the field, and he doesn't show any urgency in getting those neutral relics. There we go. There's the monk right there. It's just passing. It's going up for that relic on the right side. So ACCM should have 2. Sebastian is going to have 4.
Would have loved if Sebastian warded that relic, right? It's so far away from him. Monks are so far away. He had a villager there. Just trying to deny it, making it a 4 against 0 relic situation. But
It's a monk race.
That he gets it.
It's a monk race, and he's not even close. Dude, I love this. If we look at crop rotation timings, ACCM is probably rank 1 in the world. He's like, okay, if I'm going to take this game extremely deep, if this is going to be a wood game, I'm going to be ready for it. Crop rotation coming in immediately. Not a great position for the Cav Archers right away, as ACCM is kind of getting trapped in here by the Camels and the Skirmishers, and those Cav Archers are so valuable. It's so important to keep that number high, and he just lost, like, what, 8 of them?
It feels like it, right? So many losses and only killed some camels that even before the upgrades came in. ACCM, is that a bit of impatience?
I think he was trying to get his techs. He was trying to balance his eco, right? He got Corvinian army, he got recurve bow at the same time, and he just didn't know. He just didn't realize that he was running into the army from Sebastian. 5th town center now from Sebastian on that gold. It's more to lock down that gold than to keep up villager production, because he's already got 135. 69 on food as well for Sebastian. Really, really impressive economy behind this.
As we all know, every civilization has a unique unit, but also unique techs, and those are the 2 crowns at the top right. One of them giving us those Magyar Hussars.
Magyar Hussars get Blast Furnace automatically. They're a very powerful unit. Also, probably the coolest looking unit in the game. And they are destroying the villagers, and that town center is denied. That's an unexpected opening there for ACCM, so he's going to prevent that from coming in. But Imperial Camel is on the way already for Sebastian, and there's a lot of pressure coming down against this castle. Remember, Magyars don't get bombard cannons, so they're going to be using their Trebs to snipe the Trebs from Sebastian, and they're going to be using their Magyar Hussar, but with the Camels protecting, feels like you're going to have to, you know, feed 10 units, just get 1 Treb every single time.
And it feels like you have to kill them uphill as well. Imp Camel will finish soon. More bonus damage there against the cavalry. Skirmish is still defending, and it feels like Sebastian has his dream army comp.
Yep. ACCM trying to work his way towards that. The question is this enough to stop the Magyars? The Magyars are so powerful late game on land maps. Imp Camel is a very dangerous unit though, and Sebastian had the map control, and he's got the position right now.
Why are we diving seconds before the upgrades are kicking in? Thinks better of it, now wants to take the engagement again. Castle is down. Sebastian's moving in.
Yeah, Imperial Camel clicks. As soon as he surrounds the Cav Archers, ACCM has to retreat. He's going to take out the Trebs, but it's a little too late here as his castle is already dead. It's only 11 heavy Cav Archers on the field right now for ACCM, and we look at his gold positions. That one's forward. He's being driven off that gold. I don't know how much gold he has left in his base, but it can't be a lot.
The other gold is a bit lower than this. Probably a villagers in the town center. That's the other spot, so not a lot of gold income. Only 5 villagers on gold and only 2 relics. This is nice aggression by Sebastian.
This is beautiful from Sebastian, and I think it would have been a completely opposite game if ACCM had retained map control throughout Castle Age. We would have seen the reverse on Sebastian's base, despite having Imp Camel. But Sebastian really prioritized keeping map control in the Castle Age. ACCM lost a lot of his Cav Archers, and this has kind of enabled this push. Now, ACCM still is in this game. He can get some raids maybe on Sebastian's base, maybe focus his attention back elsewhere other than the front side where all of this gold is. He can mass up his Cav Archers and he's still a threat, but Sebastian's looking good here in game 1.
Score still a bit better for ACCM, surprisingly enough. It feels like he's the one getting pushed, but obviously KD slightly better for
Where
him.
are all the
And
camels?
Camel numbers are not that high, yeah.
He's got 29, but I only see 4. His production buildings are all at the back. And that can be an issue in the late game. You got to make sure your stables are at the front, or you've control grouped the right ones.
Yeah, now they are arriving though, and well, that means ACCM has to retreat and more pressure on the gold again.
Yeah, he hasn't made a switch into Halb either. I think ACCM just is thinking, if I'm going to win this game, I'm going to win this with the Cav Archer Magyar Hussar comp, and I'm just going to power my way through. And he doesn't want to spend the time or the resources to make the switch, because if he does, he might just die.
Yeah, but might be costly on gold, right? If he always is trading off the heavy CA against the skirmishers, not sure if he can keep up those numbers, and he doesn't get any of the neutral golds out on the map because Sebastian still has all the map control. Yeah,
and we haven't seen many raids coming in from ACCM yet. As we see the Hindustani unique tech come in, which improves gold from all sources, including relics. So that's very good from Sebastian long term. He's got 4 relics in the bank. ACCM only has 2, as ACCM once again forced to retreat with the Cav Archers. But I do see some blue dots making their way into Sebastian's base. So we're going to have constant raids, and I think this is the correct decision for ACCM. You just have to try and hold the line with your Cav Archers as much as you possibly can, and then try and distract and maybe whittle down the economy from your opponent.
So far, it feels like Sebastian is well prepared against that, right? We saw both of those raids dealt with quite easily with the perfect amount of camels to defend this. CA coming in, skirmisher number not that scary and only producing out of 3 ranges.
This might just be an excellent civilization pick. A hard call out here from Sebastian against the Magyars, right? We saw Vietnamese against Magyars earlier. Viper went for Onager, and that seemed to just kind of hold the line against Vietnamese that just couldn't push. But against Hindustanis, Onager not really an option here.
Bombard cannons would be nice. Even hand cannons would be dealing with this one quite reasonably well. You have the Hussar options, so that would be all shut down and, well, even getting sniped by the camels.
Can the Magyars still do it, though? Like, can they just power through?
I think it was too exposed. I think if it was a more even game with even map control, I would even favor the player with the crazy heavy CA, but this one feels tricky, but still.
I feel like ACCM's going to pull this off. Ooh. I think ACCM is just going to find a way with the Hussar and the Cav Archers. The Cav Archers are so freaking powerful.
But 0 on gold. He has 0 villagers on gold, Dave.
I no longer think ACCM is going to pull this off. He has no gold. There's a raid inside of ACCM's base. He's got the 2 relics and that's it. He's trying to clear the Imp Camels up with Hussar, still killing villagers. Sebastian queuing more. Still 56 on food for Sebastian, looking really, really good. And he's got those extra neutral golds locked down with castles and town centers. He's just feeding in Hussar into those camels at the front.
Now even diving further with the heavy CA, no real buffer in front of them.
I love this from Sebastian. Great micro there, just dodging around, buying more time for his skirms to kill the CA.
Now the normal Hussars, right? He's not even producing out of his castles anymore.
Yeah.
Just tagged into them, taking a lot of stone, maybe trying to sell those, trying to increase the heavy CA numbers, but we are at only 20 and not a single one in production right now.
Yeah, the gold is such an issue here. The gold is such an issue. He's still selling wood at a reasonable price, but food is at 18 gold now.
Yeah, and remember, like Hindustanis, with their unique tech, also increase their exchange rate in the market, right? Mm-hmm. So Sebastian has another way of generating more gold than his opponent.
I really like that castle from Sebastian that he's putting here right now. He doesn't need to win the game right now. He knows he's going to starve ACCM out, and the more areas of his economy that he can protect, the better. His next castle, if he can afford another one, I'd like to see Innis Farm Eco in the back.
Yeah, that, and maybe even some stone walls from some woodlines to the edge of the map, right? Just limit the options of the opponent.
Speaking of stone, that stone's completely gone for ACCM now at the front side of his base. And he's just trying to push out. He's got no gold. He's going for a castle over here. The castle's going to go up, but he will lose villagers. ACCM now at 105 villagers as he's constantly trying to raid Sebastian, but 142 for Sebastian. Eco KD right now is 77 to 41 in favor of Sebastian.
ACM is doing a good job of constantly sniping those traps, right? It is costly. He has to invest a lot of hussars or Magia hussars there to keep sniping them, but he still keeps most of his base, and that's why he's still somewhat stable.
I think if ACCM manages to win this game, crop rotation being his first tech and being available for him might be our talking point.
Crop rotation got way better with the last patch, right? Because it's affecting existing farms. So you should be getting it way earlier than people did it in the past.
Camel's coming in. What's the Cav Archer number at? 17. 17. One in the queue. So ACCM is going to have to be very careful with those. And Sebastian, he's really saturating these golds as well. So even if ACCM manages to push him back, there's not really going to be any gold left on the map to take. I'd actually like to see how much gold is left in total on this map right now. It's only 2,700. ACCM can spend all of his time pushing this back. He's not going to find anything available to him.
Absolutely brutal. So far, Sebastian's economy not too crazy. He's not using the market too much, right? So overall gold income might be still more comparable than the actual gold might.
98 villagers for ACCM, 124 for Sebastian as ACCM goes for another town center up there in the north. That might become a point of focus as he's running out of wood in his base, and Sebastian might be scouting out that area. More hussars still trying to come through for the raids. Sebastian still saturating the gold heavily. It's 24 on gold, and that gold is going to disappear very, very quickly. I would love to see some walls on his farming eco, though.
The house at the front, you
nice.
see that?
So he's starting to wall up. He's starting to prevent these hussars from coming in. That's one way the game can slip away from you if you're Sebastian.
Yeah. Sebastian should replace his outpost, right? On the right-hand side, left-hand side, he was building some, but he is letting this one slip through, that he allows ACM to get the woodline at the top.
Yeah, it's that classic corridor right through the front side of the TC. Players are leaving it open even into Imperial Age. There's so much to manage here. It's a very, very difficult position to be in. ACCM trying anything he can to claw his way back into this game, but still, sub 100 villagers not where you want to be in the late game stages here, spamming Hussar.
And in Imp, it's so easy to replace them for Hindustanis, right? Villagers, yeah, we went down below 120, but so cheap. He has 5 TCs, even adding another 6 TC. He will stay on solid numbers, even though he's losing some.
I like the raids from Sebastian as well. The raids from ACCM are necessary. The raids from Sebastian are constantly keeping ACCM's eco at a low count. You mentioned stone walls for Sebastian. I wouldn't mind seeing stone walls on like that right side for ACCM as well, and maybe even over on the left near that woodline.
The thing is, the woodline here is done, right?
Yeah.
So we need to expand towards the top anyway. So that stone wall maybe a bit earlier could have helped him, could have saved some more villagers. Soon we will need to focus on the top, while the aggression through the center continues with 5 traps on the map, 2 more on the queue.
Traps. Let's see if ACCM can snipe those, and even if he does, like, what's that going to cost? It's going to cost his entire army to try and take out those traps. The woodline still has a little bit on it on this side, but it's more about the hill that Sebastian is going to set up here, and he's going to start taking out that castle. ACCM sniping the reinforcement traps. That's a nice find from him. He still can't get these 3 up on the hill, though. Did he take 1?
There.
Yeah, he did take 1.
He sniped 1 on the hill, 2 in the back, but still, that's on the hill. Army values 9k against 4k. Diving in deeper, trying to decimate those CA numbers. We are again below 20.
Yeah, and the castle goes down. The castle goes down from ACCM. He's back up to 111 villagers. He actually has the villager lead for the first time in a long time, but look at the military. 82 for Sebastian, 44 for ACCM, and that number is dropping quick.
Crazy how good they are at raiding and killing so many villagers. I think the only oversight by Sebastian is that he doesn't raid the very top. Simply doesn't know about it.
Yeah, Eco KD now, 124 for Sebastian, 102 for ACCM. So they've both done an excellent job of that. ACCM's population, though, even though his army count is kind of dipping a little bit, his villager count's going up, hasn't really strayed below 140. He's been pretty balanced here in the late game, despite the amazing aggression here from Sebastian. I really like the patience as well from Sebastian to build up that big army, like 60 military, and then roll forward with the 3 trebuchets.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. And
while you're being raided, too.
Yeah. That's what I said, right? ACM did such a good job of constantly killing those traps. Sebastian didn't want any of that anymore.
He's going in again. Magyar Hussar. Look at how much damage they do against the trebs, even though there's camels here. Oh! It's still alive! It's still alive! That's going to be so frustrating for ACCM, and his one remaining castle might go down as he's just taking fights. Hussar against Camel. He needs to do it, but it doesn't feel good.
140 population. The raid at the top is coming in as well.
Gets the trap, but the castle's still going to go down.
And that's a brutal raid.
Oh that's
God.
Awful. That's awful. Population 130 now. ACCM can no longer hold. Sebastian with a civilization we haven't seen picked in a draft, played at all so far in this tournament. Taking out the Magyars on Crownwood. ACCM type in the GG, and he is done for game number 1. Fantastic job from Sebastian. He goes up 1-0. Magyars have looked at times unstoppable on that map. I think at the end of the day, they still have a very powerful composition against Hindustanis. It's not so much a hard counter, it's just that Sebastian did such a good job in the late castle age to secure that map control, to get that castle there, and to really focus on those golds from ACCM.
Golds income, look at that, 21,000 against 13,000, massive advantage there for Sebastian. Therefore, ACM could never get to like the death ball that we said could be completely unstoppable for the Magyars, like 60, 70, heavy CA would have been the dream. I think he capped at like 40.
Yeah, if that. I think he was in the 30s potentially. Like, he didn't have that many. This was such a good raid for him, though. Like, he gets in, and you can see that Sebastian is still ahead on villager count. He was even further ahead before this raid came in. But ACCM kind of balanced out the game there. And
that was costly.
This was just brutal, right? He loses a bunch of heavy CA. The Camels blocking really nicely from Sebastian. And we have the Skirmishers clearing them up from the side. And anytime you lose 6, 7 CA in a situation like that, is really going to put you far behind.
And this is when we talked about army compositions, right? This is the big problem. It is Magyar Hussars and CA. And the Imp Camels are performing well against both of them, right? That's why we wanted to see the Halberdier edition that never came. And therefore, Imp Camel, the prime unit of Hindustanis, just kept shining and shining.
Yep. I think it would have been a different story, though, if he had 60 Magyar Cav Archers. Then the Imperial Camel, you would have been looking at it with kind of questions in your mind as they get absolutely shredded coming in. But a great job nonetheless from Sebastian. ACCM still only game one so far in this tournament. That is stunning to me.
Out of 8 games that he played, right?
Yeah. See if he can lock in. He's going to get to pick the map now. Do we think he goes to one of his home maps? Do you think he goes to one of Sebastian's?
I think I would expect Glacis from ACCM
okay.
next, right? Just a prepared strategy, a clear plan that he has. By the way, even 2 wins kind of here for Sebastian, right? Not only did he win game 1, but also he had a super late pick against a super early pick by ACCM. So even in the future games, he will have the strongest civilizations because of the draft priority.
Who was it that picked Khmer on Glacis before? Was it ACCM? Someone picked Khmer and it was very underwhelming.
It was against the Viper yesterday because we had all the elephants being built.
So it was ACCM?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still have question marks about that. I still don't know fully what the plan is with Khmer on that map because he never really got time to show it off.
Dravidians obviously is such a crazy aggression.
Yeah.
Did we see Dravidians instant ban by ACCM? Maybe he tries the same thing.
And Saracens as well. And remember, Yo is his primary practice partner. And Yo picked Mapuche on Blue Wells. He got Saracen by heart. So ACCM's like, okay, that strat doesn't work against this Civ. And that strat doesn't work against this Civ. So we're just getting rid of them.
Trying to set it up. And indeed, it is Glacis. I absolutely love it. In the ladder, ACCM an absolute beast on this map.
It's 100% win.
100%.
Found you. That was the famous quote from Hera when he finally sniped ACCM on the ladder, and it was indeed on this map. We're not going to see the Khmer here. We are going to see the Cumans, and like I said, I witnessed some practice games. People were going double range with the Cumans on this map, getting that early aggression, and then adding that town center a little bit later on the fish. It looked pretty impressive. The game I was watching actually was exactly this matchup. It was Cumans against Persians.
Interesting. By the way, Sebastian got his ticket in Game 7 against the Viper on Glazes, playing against Persians as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of storylines surrounding those
The
civilizations.
narratives.
Oh!
If only we had enough skill to set it up as a caster.
If only.
If only.
Storm Dave.
Scouting now, ACCM. He's looking around Sebastian's base. They both know that each of them is going to hard commit to those fish at the front, and a lot of focus is going to be put there. I think if you were to ask Sebastian, even if he hadn't played up against this before, what the opening was going to be for Cumans, I think automatically he would say double range.
Yeah, well, it is the go-to, right? The scout and archer range opening. It is a bit trickier, but still, because you have so many villagers on food, it has to be the stable or the TC. I think with this open map right now, I wouldn't mind a stable.
Yeah, we can see 2 archer ranges from Sebastian.
Fletching
as
is late.
Fletching is late for ACCM as he's coming in here. He's looking for the value, but similar amount of archers from Sebastian, and Sebastian already has that armor upgrade for his archers too. Persians are just so strong with their start.
Yeah, ACCM trying to do the same here, gets the armor upgrade, but defender's advantage, right? Even now adding a skirmisher. I don't think ACCM can do too much. We have to wait for scouts.
And let's see how this plays out for him. He's kind of lost the timing element in the early stages here, and if we just keep going later on in the game, I think Persians scale a little bit better than Cumans as well.
9 against 10 military, tries to make something happen, but loses the scout. Good opening for Sebastian.
Yeah, really good micro from him. ACCM trying to find those angles. Sebastian using the scout to dodge some of the shots, and ACCM has to go back with the archers. He has added that one fishing ship. It's going to bring in a bit of food, but I think it's more there just to get some arrows firing out of that dock.
True. Actually, adding that would be quite nice. And that shouldn't happen.
No.
Persians shouldn't be pressuring Cumans here.
No, it should be the Cumans on the attack. It should be the Cumans on the attack, and it should be the Cumans with the stable earlier as well. And more archers right now, but ACCM, you can see the KD. It's 7-2 in favor of Sebastian. He doesn't want to go too close to that water because there might be some Navy there for ACCM, but he's also going to be faster into the scouts, although ACCM getting that first armor upgrade for the cavalry.
And he's going for skirms at the same time with 8 on gold. He will be floating gold. Now a scout coming in. I think Sebastian can pounce on this.
Yeah, Sebastian's going to look for value. ACCM's going to find it immediately. That's 2 archers down. He's going to find a third here unless Sebastian can dodge. He doesn't.
Everything dies.
Everything does die, but Sebastian does lose 5 archers in that trade, so it's not the worst trade in the world for ACCM. No range units on the field for him, though, is rough.
Yeah, there's 5 skirmishes now. I don't think he used the archer ranges all this time.
Second stable.
Okay, I don't mind
2
that.
stable scouts, and he hasn't shown anything to Sebastian yet.
Market. Okay.
First time Sebastian's seen any scouts is right now. As ACCM comes in, and the armor is already in for him. Forging is on the way. Doesn't have bloodlines yet, but he does have the gold for it. It's just the food income that's going to be an issue.
Sniping the archers, doing a good job, but scout count not that high. One scout idling a bit at the top of our screen here. Feels like Sebastian isn't fully getting cleared up. Might even be winning this.
All of the archers going down from him, though. Final archer in that group is very, very weak. He's got some follow-up coming. He's also on 2 stables, although he doesn't have any upgrades other than bloodlines here as the armor just now comes in. ACCM still defending his food income. The fish at the front, that's the most important part of this early economy on this map as the scouts now come in from Sebastian. The armor is still 18 seconds away. ACCM trying to get his scouts into the forefront of this battle, but it's really, really tough. Sebastian's unit control is amazing.
And he has bloodlines on those scouts, so lots of HP. Now gets the armor, could think about engaging against the fire galley. Will be a bit more tricky though, but he knows, okay, you can't have the craziest food eco here on the shorefish.
I'm looking at these armies and it's just, every single time, Sebastian's army just seems so much more controlled than ACCM. ACCM has units floating every direction, right? Still keeping up on the production, but Sebastian's angles that you're taking are generally better, but ACCM has called him out here. He's called him out. He's trying to take out these skirms. The scouts are being hit by that fire, which is actually doing a lot of damage, and I think this is a perfectly acceptable fight for ACCM.
And that was seconds before Bloodlines finishes. Bloodline is now done, and we just lost 3 scouts on each side.
I think it's fine, though, for ACCM, right? He pushes it away. Now it's double stable scout against double stable scout. Triple stable scout for ACCM, actually. Oh, yeah. This is a quite unusual development for this map.
Look at all those villagers in the shellfish,
Yep.
right? Just imagine Sebastian had a sneaky dog.
Another
The demo
dock
there.
going up for ACCM. Haven't seen any sneaky docks so far on this map in the tournament. Saw a lot of that in the rank ladder, but players are hypersensitive to that nowadays. And there is the option to dock block as well, which is building 2 docks, one on either side of the water, which kind of prevents your opponent's navy from coming in. As soon as you see that they've got a sneaky dock of their own. Scouts now trying to surround the skirmishers and the archers from ACCM. Sebastian, 10 scouts, ACCM, 7.
Archer numbers are dwindling down on both sides. The big advantage there, you would think could be forging, but the numbers better for Sebastian simply.
And ACCM, the engagements just haven't really gone his way. The KD is only 37 to 30. I thought it might be higher in favor of Sebastian. Res collected a little bit higher in favor of Sebastian, and villager count, obviously with that Persian town center, 53 to 49. Still 0-0 on the eco KD though.
0 farms there as well. Triple dock is going for quite some efficient approach. Sebastian sold all his stone, trying to maximize more scouts out of his economy.
Kind of feels like he's also in the position where he's going to be the one deciding on what the castle age time is, Sebastian. Like he's the one who's pressuring forward. He's the one who can decide to stop investing in his scouts and click up. ACCM in a more reactive position at the moment, unless he wins a big fight here in the center, but Sebastian once again pushing him away.
This is going to be tough. So many archers are being sniped. I don't think
So tough to
ACM's
judge.
Archer numbers are too low. Archer numbers are too low. For ACCM.
He doesn't have enough scouts either. He doesn't have enough scouts. Some scouts were weak there from Sebastian, but ACCM needs to pull away. Sebastian's army is very weak in terms of health. It looks a lot better without seeing the health bars.
It is 23 against 40.
428 out of 790 on those scouts, I think the
523
HP was.
HP. How
And
much
Castle
HP
Age
do we
is
have?
on the way.
Yeah, really close when it comes to HP, actually.
4
Great catch.
stables now for ACCM.
Oh, boy.
4 stable scouts. He is hard committing onto that fish. ACCM is going to try and overwhelm Sebastian, but I love the fact that Sebastian is on the way to the Castle Age, used the market, and he's still producing military. He knows he can't allow ACCM to just overwhelm him with those scout numbers.
Quite some idle TC time by ACCM. Like 6-7 villagers idle TC time there. Could have had a better economy, but obviously invested so much. Still 10 villagers on gold. Archer production continues. Another big engagement potentially upon us.
4 stable scouts, and he's got 14. Sebastian, 2 stables, constant production. He's got 14.
Well, the better KD, right? 30 more kills.
And here comes the patrol. There was a bunch of weak scouts in there heading into this battle for Sebastian, and I think ACCM will come out on top. He's going to try and surround this army, but there's a lot of archers in there for Sebastian, and Castle Age is 30 seconds away. Can he retain any of this army to get the Castle Age upgrades? This could be very, very bad for ACCM. He could be going down 2-0 here if Sebastian manages to get Bodkin Arrow crossbow on this army. It's going to be very difficult to stop. He still hasn't clicked up to Castle Age.
When Sebastian, oh, those archers
That's
are going
not
to
a
the
great
wrong side.
position for him. They went to the wrong side of the house. He deletes. He might not have any left when he gets to Castle Age.
I think he might skip on all the upgrades for the archers. Stop production there as well. Might be full cavalry play.
ACCM finding himself a position. The archers are weak. He's sniping them down. ACCM now near the villagers. Sebastian not going for any navy. It's 7 scouts in the queue. He cancels a few of them, goes for that +2 army. But look at this turnaround for ACCM. One player is still in the Castle Age, the other in Feudal. But, I mean, that was one moment that Sebastian, I think, would want to take back. He'd rather those archers go around the left side of that house than try and go through the right. Very difficult positioning for him as ACCM gets the first eco kill of the game.
Fire Galley won't really help too much. Army numbers just so high. Look at that,
17
37
archers.
against 8 units out on the field only. Those villagers are exposed.
Persian Knights are great, +2 armor is great, but not when you have 30 units to fight against. You only have 3 Knights of your own. And now Sebastian has to retreat away from that gold. His fishing villagers are under threat if a few scouts go over towards them. ACCM's eco kind of gearing up towards clicking the Castle Age himself.
Splitting off some of the scouts here is ACCM, trying to go for the villagers at the bottom. Maybe not enough. Also some at the top. He knows where the villagers are.
5 eco kills now for ACCM. Oh, jackpot. He's found it. He's found all of the villagers. The Knights are coming over. ACCM looking to kill Sebastian's fishing eco. The Knights are there, though, so he has to retreat, but he does snipe a few more. 10-0 eco KD. He has 7 spearmen queued up from 1 barracks, so he's getting ready for those Knights to head over to his fish.
Yeah, but not producing any more scouts. So he wants to go for Castle Age. Now the big engagement, trying to take the hill of Sebastian.
Yeah, he has to just delay as long as possible.
The demo!
He's got to click up. The demo comes out! It's a big one. It could have been bigger, but it's still great for Sebastian. We have the archers. We have the scouts hard committing onto the villagers. He does click up the Castle Age, but he's going to lose his whole army. And those Knights are going to come back across to ACCM's base.
This might be the big game changer. It felt like 30 army in the face of Sebastian, and suddenly everything gets cleared up. And you can't wall your base at home. Those Knights, they can go everywhere now.
Demos being queued from ACCM. He's still got Spearman on the way, but how does he protect himself against these Knights? It's such a powerful unit against a Feudal Age army, and he's in Feudal Age for another minute and 45 seconds. Those villagers cannot garrison inside the dock. This is going to be a problem. He's losing vills on the right, he's losing vills on the left.
Fully pushed away from this. There's no way defending this. Only 4 spearmen out in the field. I think like triple barracks would be needed, but then Castle Age would not have been an option. Tries to demo counter this as well, but Knights so much better against demos than Feudal army.
Yeah, demo rafts are not going to do that much against full HP Knights, and the Eco Kitty was, I think, 12-0 in favor of ACCM. It's now 12-10. It's going to be even worse in a second here. Sebastian will be ahead on the economy, significantly ahead once this night raid is done.
Tries to somehow quick.
Will it even finish? Will it ever finish? The night raids, I think, are just going to be all over.
Yeah, like I think there's nothing stopping it, right? You can't wall the front. There's no intercepting it. There's 0 spearmen out on the field. Military count is at 6 right now. So many villagers about to die.
Yeah, impossible to quick wall this too. He's going to try.
Oh, okay. Good job. But
okay,
like,
well, I mean, there's 4 trees in there. I said impossible to quick wall. ACCM said challenge accepted. He does protect the villagers, but protect them for what? There's not many trees remaining there, and the Knights can just loop around the other side. He's also found the fishing villagers on the far right for ACCM, and that's a huge find for Sebastian. I think this is going to be the 2-0.
Crazy map awareness by Sebastian, right? You already killed like 20 villagers, you feel like, and saw like another 20 running, and you still feel like, okay, where can I do damage next?
And this is just the stage of the game as Sebastian actually sends a villager forward into ACCM's base. I mean, he's gonna run into that classic position where there's really no eco left to kill pretty soon. Don't really know where to hit. ACCM is sitting at 36 villagers. Sebastian is sitting at 61, and ACCM is going to go down to like 15 by the time this raid is done.
Yeah, pretty brutal. Goes for a lot of camels. Archers are trying to make something happen, but obviously one knight can clear this up quite easily. I think even full camels for ACCM has no way of stopping this. 8 on food, 7 on gold.
No, it's just, this is the stage of the game where if you're humans against Persians, you need to be significantly ahead to have a chance, right? He needed that opening to find success. 26 villagers for ACCM. That's less than he had when he loaded into this game, and we are 22 minutes and 50 seconds in as the archers are trying to find damage. But like you said, it's impossible to equal the damage that has been done to you in the last few minutes. 38-15 is the Eco Kitty in favor of Sebastian.
Monks even finding some conversions here, going to get some healing, could even go for some relic pickups. Sebastian even playing the long game behind this.
I don't know what to say here. Like, ACCM has 25 villagers.
He just defended with all the camels, right? And that gave him some hope. He sees, okay, it's full cavalry against him, and camels should be good against this. But Sebastian can just go for full camels and win the straight-up fights.
ACCM has a knight in the queue, can't afford a villager, can't afford another loss. After this loss here, it seems all but inevitable. He's going to fight on, as he so often does. He's an absolute warrior, but he'll need to find a way to win 3 games in a row to keep his tournament hopes alive. ACCM calls the GG. Sebastian has to be feeling good here. 2-0 for him. The first one was a really tough game. That one had its moments, maybe a little bit worried at the end of Feudal Age. Okay. But you can look at this graph and it'll tell you everything you need to know. ACCM Zico went skydiving there.
That was actually the military count, right? That was the demo.
Oh. I want to see the economy as well. Oh no. Okay, that was more of a slower decline. Yeah. It was still pretty brutal. Holy cow. What a turnaround there.
I want to see the demo again.
I think we'll see it in the highlights.
Perhaps.
ACCM, this was also
blocked.
A big moment.
The bunny blocked the way there.
The bunny blocked the way.
Between the house and the market.
Rabbits in the way. Sebastian's army couldn't go through them. ACCM finds a big clear up. He takes out the low HP archers, and then he makes his way over towards the villagers. This was a big swing, but the problem with this was that he wasn't clicking up to the castle age until after he gets hit by this demo. Boom.
11 units killed by this demo.
Yep. Very nice job from Sebastian. Bad timing there from ACCM to move his way around that dock. And ACCM is going to have to grind here. He's going to have to just find a way to win that first game, follow it up with another, and then win game number 5 if he wants to stay alive here at Red Bull Wallaloo Londinium. He has Volpine remaining as one of his home maps, and then there's Thames and Blue Wells for Sebastian.
His 2 first picks are already gone. Magias and Cumans, the ones where he felt, okay, I have the highest chances with them. How's his mental state now? He really hates to go down like this, right? There's so much pride, there's so much preparation going in a tournament like this. It just feels like he wants to have a better showing and come back to Vietnam and say, like, I made myself proud. Right now, it feels like he would be quite sad.
I think he's been very disappointed in himself so far in this tournament. There is a way to turn that around, though. If you manage to claw back this set, it absolutely erases everything else up to this point.
True, true. He's only 3 wins away from glory.
Yep. And he had a 39 win streak. So it's entirely possible. Yeah. He just needs to find 3 Koreans in his SIP draft, right?
He's only 16 wins away from winning the whole tournament.
Sure.
16 map wins. Doesn't need to be in a row even. Should be an easy task for him. And
well,
it's
the
the
first
same
3
players.
need to be in a row.
Yeah.
Sebastian in a wonderful position as we get our map reveal. And it's going to be Volpine. The very deliberate finger point and the trace around the middle. Foxes on the outside. We've got berries. We've got trees. We've got stone. And we have the Tower of London in the center. And
Hello.
Here we are. Khmer for ACCM, Aztecs for Sebastian.
I'm curious how Sebastian's going to approach this Aztecs. So far, I've been struggling to see wins from metal civs on this map. Mobility just doesn't feel enough with the Eagles against potential cavalry civilizations. Something like Crossbow Knight, maybe even CA from Khmer, or just Elephant defense. Let's see how Sebastian's approaching it. Right now, double barracks.
I mean, he had a really good showing against Leary yesterday with the Mayans. It was such a close game, and Leary was playing Magyars. And I think Magyars are going to be a little bit better than Khmer at making the Cav Archer Knight combination, right? Obviously, with the Cav Archers being produced faster, is very, very nice for them. But the Khmer can do it, and they've got the farms behind, which is awesome, especially on this map where you have the stone surrounding your TC. You don't have to farm near the TC. You can farm wherever you want.
Yeah. And also you can hide villagers, right? Look at this. Getting in some small engagement is fighting back, lowering the HP. And once it gets dangerous, just hop into the house.
Sebastian is a big fan of this 3 barracks. I don't know if he has the 3rd one yet, but the 3 barracks Eagle play. Recently, they did adjust the production speed of Feudal Eagles so it's a little bit higher than it used to be. They're not quite as slow, and you can see that. He's already got 5 more in the queue. The scouts are coming out from ACCM.
And also adding some spearmen, right? That's something we didn't see yesterday, where we felt like another spearman in those engagements against the scout could have really helped out villagers. A bit low HP, and well, he forces 2 villagers to be idle, while he keeps his foxes alive.
Forging on the way for ACCM. I like that early against the Eagles. Sometimes it feels like the scouts aren't doing enough damage. ACCM trying to run away with that Vil. He's got plenty of gold from those foxes. I'm honestly surprised that he hasn't gone over and tried to check for the villagers from Sebastian, because the villagers on the foxes are really going to help with the eagle production. I think you need to shut that down early.
Maybe just anticipated, okay, that is an obvious first point of attack. That's why the first spearmen are going to go there. And therefore, I try to take the engagement against the eagles.
He's taking the engagement here. Forging, doing really well for these scouts. ACCM maybe losing track of them as he's busy with the villagers on the other side, but now he pulls away. Now he's going to go over potentially find those villagers on the foxes from Sebastian. We can see them at the bottom of the screen. Sebastian still waiting for the villagers from ACCM to pop out. He's still idling those and hoping that ACCM is distracted on the other side so he can maybe snipe them.
Fletching coming in. Those villagers were saved. So far only 1 KD.
Do you like the archer decision here from ACCM, or do you think he should have just added another stable?
I think it makes your life so much easier, right? Because now the eagles will come eventually. There's no natural like attack points at the side. And then taking the engagement with full scouts, I think that's tricky. And the moment you have like 4 archers, engagements are so much easier for you.
Okay. Bloodline's on the way for ACCM. These scouts are about to be very powerful. The scouts do win against the Eagles in Feudal Age. So Sebastian's got to be careful, but look at that. Castle Age is on the way for Sebastian, and he's already got 12 Eagles. And remember, when he gets to Castle Age, these Eagles get an instant buff here, and he's going to be able to get the Eagle Warrior tech too, which will make them even more powerful. Then he can go for the raids, even under the TC, once he gets the armor. So it's going to be very, very dangerous for ACCM.
Tries to set up the move out, is walling all the sides. Archers are now coming in. I think after 4 archers, you kind of want to stop production here. And those scouts, with all the investment, forging and bloodlines, only attacking houses, Sebastian won't mind that.
He is keeping the Eagles at home, though. He is keeping them in a favorable position. He's keeping them away from his economy. Another barracks coming up from Sebastian. I believe that's the 3rd one there. So a little bit less investment than we saw yesterday into the Eagles than we had against Leary. Good quick walls there from Sebastian. He's trying to cut this army off, and he does clear the archers, and his spearmen are still alive, so the scouts need to leave. Castle Age now on the way for ACCM. He has 44 villagers against 39. Res collected, a little bit ahead for ACCM. Big part of that is the farms.
And yeah, now the big difference, right? We have to build a mill on the outside here to have proper farms. Will be way better for the Khmer. As you mentioned, they can farm everywhere. Now goes back to scout production. Is there any way where the scouts are coming
in? He
snuck in? No way!
He snuck in! Okay. Is there anything there? We don't see the big picture, so he snuck into the TC. And the Eagles are there. Sebastian defends. Nice job. Eagles are coming forward as ACCM fully walled. You can't wall over this rocky terrain, which is an issue. He can hop in the houses, but if he hops in the houses, his villagers are going to be idle. Eagle Warrior upgrade is now on the way for Sebastian.
Where do you try to attack? Trying to go for the next wood line, most likely villagers. Well, as you said, can save themselves in the house.
Is there a way to easily save this Vil here? I think Sebastian is going to get the first villager kill of the game. He does. He'll idle these ones over here as well. ACCM not hopping in the house. He finally builds it, and he does. But it's still only scouts against Eagle Warriors now as he tries to run away with the villagers. All of the pressure here coming from Sebastian.
And he can't take an engagement before light cap. Only 10 scouts out.
27 Eagle Warriors right now.
Sebastian will take a good engagement here, I believe.
Yeah, if ACCM wants to take it. ACCM right now just running, just hiding in the houses.
Is there a chance for an elephant here? Or do you always go knights?
I
triple stable.
think you always go knights.
1 elephant for the defense, maybe. But knights obviously so much better when it comes to mobility.
Yeah.
ACCM not getting the numbers out, and so many villagers constantly kept idle. Yeah, he keeps most of them alive, but a second villager kill found.
Yeah, the worker efficiency last minute, you can see in the bottom right corner, 49% for ACCM. A lot of his villagers have been hanging out in their homes, trying to avoid the Eagle Warriors. Here from Sebastian, he's got Eagles on both sides. Those villagers popping out of that house, hopping into another. The Eagles do go down on the left side, but Pikeman Tech is now coming in from Sebastian, and it's just so easy for him to spam these units. Like, he's got 9 on food, and he's got 29 Eagles on the field.
And with
right
all
now.
this map control, he is actually able to get a monastery out and is building monks. And just imagine, like, Aztecs, like getting 3-4 relics here, gold control will be massive for him.
Yeah, he's already going for the first monk. We have the market up now from ACCM. He sells his stone, he buys the food, he gets husbandry, he queues up a few more knights. If he ever does get a big army of knights, it could be potentially concerning for Sebastian, but I think that's why he went for that Pikeman Tech early and why he's adding more in right now.
Sebastian now happy to take this fight.
Oh, ACCM just manages to squeeze out of that.
Oiled up. Oiled up.
Greased up ACCM. Squeezes right by Sebastian. That was so close. Maybe a half second away from Sebastian blocking that army and clearing everything and ending ACCM's hopes of going deeper in this tournament. He's surrounding the Knights at home now. This is not good for ACCM. He can't lose units for free.
And
he can't lose units for free.
He wanted to counterattack, but then changed his mind. He's now trying to defend. I thought this would be a repeat from yesterday, where both players would lose all their villagers, basically. But ACCM wants a more stable game, is now trying to take the engagement at home.
Yeah, this is not typical ACCM. He seems hesitant. He seems unsure of what he wants to do. He sent that army forward, and now it comes back. He does get a good engagement here, though. Initially against the Eagles. Will it last? There's so many Eagles there. ACCM losing some of his army. He's got 5 Knights left in that mass. The TC is firing away, but the Eagles are just kind of ignoring it.
But the TC didn't fire for a very long time. I think could have gotten out 5-6 more volleys, especially against the pikemen, could have helped out quite a bit. And all of a sudden we're down to 3 Eagles only.
It still is 45 villagers against 45 villagers, though.
But let's maybe look at the military numbers.
Military numbers, 6, 34.
Second armor upgrade now coming in for Sebastian as well, makes his engagement even better. More pressure here on the farmers. Gold villages still protected for now, but how do you come back? You have to question, like, is the full calf play the right answer? Is there an option that Khmer ever plays CA here?
I think there is if you have a better start. I think just the Eagles being in his base so quickly, Sebastian having such a good castle each time, only going for the 2 barracks production and still holding rather than the 3 all in. I think ACCM just didn't have the opportunity. Also, Sebastian did such a good job at stalling out the villagers on the foxes from ACCM. I think they were stalled out for most of Feudal Age.
Yeah.
So he denies all that gold coming in. He can't even use the market, really, with an excess of gold. I mean, it's just an excellent job. ACCM's trying to get the hill here. The Knights will win against the Eagles overall. Now that second armor upgrade is in, and the pikemen are in here for Sebastian as well. Does ACCM manage to clear up this army? Looks like he will.
Barely, right? Barely something left, and the new army is arriving, and that's a bigger portion of pikemen in there.
Yeah, can ACCM get the amount of farms up that he needs? He saves that villager. Still no forward siege workshop or anything from Sebastian, but the monks are on the field, and 4 relics for the Aztecs. I think I saw Sanctity come in, Fervor's coming in. He's got 5 monks now to potentially convert the Knights as ACCM goes for a monastery of his own.
Counterattack not really an option, right? If 5 monks with how much HP is it? 55 HP sitting at home?
He has to try.
5 relics?
He has to try.
Has to try.
He has to hope that his light cap can somehow kill these Aztec monks. Remember, they get extra HP for every technology, monk technology that comes in. Unfortunately, I think there's only 1 light cap forward in that group, and in really fast conversion. Therefore, Sebastian is going to be a pain for ACCM. The Eagles are in here. The Eagles are in here. Is there an opportunity to jump in the houses? 2 villagers, 3 villagers down now. ACCM walls off again. He's fighting for his tournament life here. He will not go down easy, but Sebastian is absolutely overwhelming him. 40 population ahead of ACCM, 42 military, 10 military for ACCM, and now the monks are getting more conversions.
Soon we have more cavalry for the Aztec player than the
my
Khmer
goodness.
player.
What an incredible performance from Sebastian. A clean sweep of ACCM, number 2 on the Red Bull ladder to qualify for this tournament. And just not the greatest tournament run for him, but Sebastian proving that he deserves to be here. Great composure for him in the first set of the day.
That's crazy. I wanted to see more from Sebastian, right? And he delivered today, and he will play again tomorrow in front of the crowd against the second place finisher of the other group.
I wanted to see more from ACCM as well.
True.
Kind of sucks that we didn't see that classic ACCM energy, him cooking up strats and really surprising us. Sebastian just overwhelming him, the same thing that Leary did, just absolutely overwhelming him, and Viper as well with the early pressure. ACCM couldn't handle it.
Sebastian showed so much potential in his losses though, right? That's why I felt like, okay, he will be really entertaining, and that is the standing right now. ACCM sadly out of the tournament. Sebastian will finish third, and later today we have Leary and Viper fighting for that spot. Who is going to the semi-final and who is going to have to play the playoffs tomorrow?
It's going to be exciting stuff. For now, though, we do know for sure that ACCM is eliminated. We know that Sebastian will play tomorrow. We just don't know against who yet.
And there are, I think, still 3 different potentials. Like, it could be theoretically Yo, Hera, or Hart.
Could be one of those 3. For now, let's get a word from our winner. Riley, back to you.
Thanks very much, boys. And yes, welcome back to the cargo hold here at the HMS Londinium. I'm joined not just by Mem, but by our victorious player here, Sebastian. Sebastian, congratulations. A 3-0 clean sweep. It must be good to get on the board like this.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it feels good. I was close the previous days, and I really wanted to win. I mean, this match was super key.
Yes, and I think the 0-2 record you brought into this match wasn't reflective of your performance. Were you feeling disappointed that you hadn't managed, that the scoreline wasn't reflecting how well you had been playing?
Yeah, not really disappointed. I felt like the series against Viper was decent. He had a better plan for the last game, which was critical. And against Leary, even though it was close, the final game was going to be like Koreans, Ethiopians. So I was afraid of the final game. So it wasn't that close, I think. But yeah, I'm really happy.
I can imagine it must be a huge relief to have won that. Obviously, ACCM, a really talented player, such a huge amount of momentum coming into this tournament on the ladder. So it would have been good to pick up that win. Man, we've got some highlights now that we're going to show the viewers at home. Maybe you can talk with Sebastian through some of these key moments.
Well, you came here, Sebastian, with Hindustanis. I think it's the first time we see in the tournament. You feel that you were having the best civilization for the later game against Magyars. That till now, I think it was undefeated in this map.
Yeah, it was part of the plan. He got Magyars super early, so it's not like it's a counter, but it's playable. So that's what you want to do against the first pick usually, or the second pick.
How important you will rate the first game, because it was super long, you know, starting 1-0 the series, Hindustani versus Magyar, and then that you know that ACCM never quit. He's keep going. You were so patient, according to the situation.
Yeah, he should never quit because he's not wasting too many gold units. He's playing CA, so I'm sending camels, which are the gold unit. So potentially in a longer game, he might have the advantage. But I think the key for me were the relics, actually.
Okay.
I think I managed to get 4 or 3 relics, and that was really good for me.
Not only that, don't be humble. Your army control was insane.
Yeah,
It was really good.
it was tricky with the Magyars and start sniping the traps.
I like how that wasn't a question. It was just telling you, no. You know, because it was insane. Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, and you can see here the map control. You have to be patient enough to have pretty much, 80% of the map?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. What was the key here? Because Kumans as well, there was a critical moment that we're going to see in a moment, but Kumans' start is always scary, no?
Yeah, I was quite disappointed with this game because I felt I had the control. I knew I was clicking up faster, and somehow I managed to almost throw it. It was... I almost throw it, losing the archers. I should have been more patient, go to the hill. I need to be more careful for sure.
He was having 4 stables, you know?
Yeah,
a lot of army, I was watching there. But still,
that's the moment.
Yeah, the path in there, right? As well.
Well, it's my bad, not the path.
Okay, well, this was scary. I was listening, Dave and Neely was here. Oh man, he's gonna come back. But at the end, those couple of minutes being in Castlage, we take it back everything.
Yeah, maybe if you stop producing here, I don't know. It was a tricky game because I had more initiative, so the Knights were able to do a lot. That was huge. Yeah.
Boom. Were you thinking that you could lose that game?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I thought I'd throw it that moment when I lose the archers.
But in this one, I don't think you feel that way, right? You were controlling this one with the Aztecs pretty well.
Yeah, that was a comfortable game for me. I practiced Aztecs, so couldn't win against Leary, but
You felt that it's better than Khmer here? Yes.
easier to play, I would say.
Easier, right?
Not really better, but easier to play. So you just producing.
Yeah, you can see the amount of armor you are getting there.
Yeah.
How you are feeling now?
Well, I'm quite relieved. So yeah, I'm quite happy. It will only get harder from here, but the group was really tough. So well played to my group.
We noticed, Sebastian, this time in this match, no push-ups. Care to make a comment on that, mate?
I did at the beginning, actually.
Oh, you did? Off camera. Mem.
He want to be humble now, you know, and then you make the push up out of the camera, you know. You have a big community behind you. Is this the most important moment in your career? Qualifying to the playoffs of this tournament?
Yeah, potentially, it's a huge event. But I'm having fun. I'm talking with players, having fun.
Okay.
So I will see how it goes. So,
Chill.
but it's a really important moment for sure.
Chill, but happy. Do you want to say something to your Spanish community? Because there's many people that is banking you. Te está bancando, ¿verdad? And I will translate. So anything you want to say to the Spanish community?
Okay.
You
In
can go.
Spanish?
In Spanish, yes.
Okay. Bueno, gracias por ese evento. Quería agradecerles a todos por el aguante. No he podido responder mensajes. Estoy armando una especie de blog. Ya los voy a compartir en algún momento. Pero bueno, estoy metiéndole full, así que gracias por acompañar y por el apoyo. Vamos a dar el máximo.
Well, he's just telling that thank you so much. He's supporting. He's preparing a blog, and well, that he's going full on in Age of Empires. And thanks so much for the support.
And thank you,
Sebastian.
Sebastian, for joining us, mate. Congratulations on the win. Looking forward to seeing you again in the future.
Thank you very much, Riley.